Hey, good morning, everyone, or afternoon, wherever you may be, or good day. Um, just doing this quickly. I've been very, very busy over the last few weeks. Usually on Telegram, uh, we have open mic discussions, but it's been several weeks since I've had the time to do that, to um, share Ascension information and to have an open mic discussion there. And also, as you're seeing on Facebook, the content has taken the direction more so towards Sister Nya's situation with the children, but also expanding it outward to include many others, and also to comprise a panel which we are still working upon, and to bring ones together. Let me say it's taking longer, obviously, than what we anticipated to bring things together. Part of the reasoning for that, the case with Sister Nya to get the children back as soon as possible is complex, to the degree that there are many attributes that we look at and that we address in certain ways. So during this process of viewing and looking at and reviewing the information, then we come up with the lawful remedy for it. And where there are so many violations, individual violations of human rights, constitutional rights, and laws, it takes a little bit longer to get all of the material together, to itemize it, and to pinpoint where laws have been broken, if you will. And of course, there is a process with that. So we have begun a Facebook group. I just cannot recall the name of it at this time, but someone will put it in this video later, where we are requesting moms and parents to come together where they have been, where they have met corruption in the system, and also deliberation and manipulation at taking their children from them. So what is occurring with Sister Nya is not an isolated incident. It's been prevalent throughout the world, and it points to a deeper systematic corruption, but also intent. So this is, of course, very, very serious, but it's also connected with the Ascension and with everything. Everything is connected. So having said this, with the Ascension and what I do and what I am, being an overseer of the Ascension, an ascended master, and a teacher, over the course of the years, we have prepared and empowered ones with certain teachings to get a reprieve from this system up above it, where you could empower yourself and also be prepared for this time as the system, the beast system, implodes, if you will. So having said that, with all of your time in the higher consciousness, and of course the objectivity, what comes with that, is many attributes, that divine attributes you may wish to employ at this time to also assist her with freeing the children, and also taking the stress off of the moms and dads that had their children unlawfully taken from them. So with I've been very, very busy. As most may know, each day I get up and each day I divinely work, if you will, and many days, 12 hours a day, if you will, working at different things. And everyone needs to understand that I get many messages, and I do my best to answer all of these messages. However, there comes a time when I only can do so much, meaning that messages at times I may not reply as soon as I can on them. So having said that, I am uncertain when we'll have on Telegram our next open mic discussion. Currently with the Ascension, many things are kept on hold in the past with the overall Ascension, because these lower things now have to be addressed and broken to allow for the ascending timeline to rise higher. So this is what's occurring, a mass destruction of the beast system through many serious different divine applications and events. So this has to be done before the overall ascending bar can be raised. Yes, there's a lot of energies coming in and ones advancing in their gifts because everything is proportional. The more that this destructs, the more the ascension constructs, and that construction involves personal powers and divine gifts to that extent, and everything else that the ascension involves. For example, the ships are being seen by more and more, so it's becoming more widespread, irrefutable, the truth of it, and many other things, and the angelics, signs in the skies, and all of this. Also, GPMS.WORLD, it's now divine GPMS.WORLD. Anyone doing a search, that is God's will, that is the divine plan for the ascension and for Earth as well. It's what takes the physical part and connects it directly to the actual heaven on earth ascending timeline. So it's being done like this. It is the transfiguration of this current timeline into the heaven on earth scenario. But it's being done physically, meaning that everyone that consents on earth, every man, woman, and child, once we have the majority, the heaven on earth is enacted into full law worldwide. And it's so important, and really and truthfully, we should have had every ascended master, spiritual teacher, ascension teacher. We should have had all of them on board by now with us, for the simple reason they should have recognized it, that it's why they come here, to create the change. But they should have recognized GPMS.WORLD as that instrument to that effect. However, there is some cognitive dissonance yet within the levels of consciousness and with the individuals, but in time they will all come together. Again, there are what occurs with the consciousness is the levels of fear that divine ones still have within them, that they have not addressed, that will allow them to step forth and be the true beacon of lights, being the example of the new world. So many have not reached that level yet. They're still going through their processes of mastering fear and conscious association and overcoming the levels of consciousness that cannot be overcome until certain things within are mastered and the inner work done. So this is still occurring. However, at any in the blink of an eye, at any given time, things can change miraculously as well. It's a misconception that you need all of the masses awake. Truly, all you need is the divine ones that are awakened to the ability to see divine GPMS.WORLD and have them united. They become the example for the rest of the world, meaning that you only need perhaps about 6,000 light divine ones, light workers united, and they become the example for the entire world, without me getting deep into how it works. But it's metaphysical, and GPMS is the creational vehicle to effect the ascension. It's just that identification of ones and recognition of what it truly is, yet is not as widespread yet. Nevertheless, we are going forward with that. What I will say, there are always ascending things going on with, let's say, individuals experiencing, for example, subjugation to new realities. And of course, that's without any substance abuse or any of those past tools to put one in the higher reality with all of the senses unimpaired and intact. So what we do, for any that's new watching this, you don't use psychedelics and these sort of things that takes you into a different reality inside of your head, by being absolutely clean and activating your natural DMT from your pineal gland and in your vessel. You actually create the reality outside of you that is real, but it's a different reality, meaning that it's heightened, it's divine, and you see the actual real magic happening. For a bird perhaps to come in and speak to you, the stuff is very real. And in the past, ones would say you're crazy, but no, it is very real and very sane. It's just the ignorance of the other ones, that the ignorance to the degree, if they don't have the experience, they don't know it's true. So for them, from their levels of consciousness, they'll think it's something wrong with someone, or they'll make fun of them, but they actually don't know that it's them that is wrong, as we know. But nevertheless, we hold space for those brothers and sisters that are maybe not awakened yet and are coming forward, because everything is inevitable. And the great awakening that began more predominantly in 2012 would not be occurring if the ascension is not ascertained, and the things that we speak of is not, if it were not true. So it is true. It's just the consciousness level of those that are able to see it yet. And again, everything is hinged on your actions, your deeds, the purity of your heart, and doing the right things. So very quickly, with Sister Nya, we had anticipated perhaps, as long as a week and a half ago, to have a next update and live. But of course, what was occurring is that information constantly coming in to Sister Nya, and then it's our evaluation process, evaluating the information. And having said that, it kind of just didn't give us time to do another live. Also, what I can share with you is at least there's a couple or a few that are in queue we will be doing interviews, as I said, as well, when I bring them on, when I have time. And also the panel we're setting up with, let's say, higher consciousness ones to purvey information to you, lawful procedures within the system, but also connected to the higher law of course, divine law, natural justice, with what GPMS is, which is GPMS also is the new framework for the entire new system. It's a replacement system. So we do also reference and imply these laws from the highest absolute law into the system as well, to begin to handcuff the ones and to give them no room to wiggle out of what they have did. Now, of course, with the whole process, we don't wish to condemn ones that made mistakes unknowingly, but there are the ones that made the mistakes intentionally. So the course is still the same, to apply remedy to give these ones that intentionally did wrong and the ones that made the mistake, to point out what they did in the process of educating them. And once they know or can see that it's wrong, if they continue, then it establishes intent, meaning that they intentionally want to do wrong. So, however, we don't judge them in the way. We give them the opportunity, then they judge themselves by their actions. And as a course of that, then we can just evaluate and say, this one is corrupt. Here's the incontestable evidence why. And it becomes irrefutable, and the system will deal with the one itself, if the system wishes to. But if the system doesn't wish to, we don't take any direct action against them. We publicize the information, and then it becomes their humiliation and shame to deal with, if they're able to. So they inflict their own self-judgment, if you will. But for the security of the public, we must identify these individuals so that they do not harm others. So with the public being more informed of the nefarious or insidious deeds that these ones are doing, then it prevents these ones from hurting others, the more widespread the information is. So just to share with that as well. So it's a procedure, and it's important with any of you, anytime that you come into, what's the words? Anytime you come into receipt of anything that is done wrong, it's always best to put it out publicly. If you have the incontestable evidence beyond the reason of a doubt that there is a crime, it is the obligation of every citizen worldwide, when they see a crime, to put that out there, to give it to the authorities, but also, more importantly, put it out publicly as another level of protection for yourself, because simply if we go to JFK and 1961, perhaps, when he said, there is an evil in this world, which is very true. So you add an extra layer of protection upon you by putting things out publicly. In reality, you're divinely protected, but it adds another layer, and it's a good practice as this system here, as we destruct it and implode everything out of it, so that only truth will come forward. But we need to identify the lies, the deceptions, the illusions which we are doing. It's important for all of you to know that such legal terms as slander is speaking out in derogatory means, or discrimination, let's say, towards others, and defaming their character. So when you speak out, it's slander. When you write something out doing the same thing, that is libel. So with the system, if you write accusations out, but if they are truths, what you write out or what you speak out, no one can sue you for libel or slander, because these are truths. So what occurs, it actually becomes the obligation of the individual to actually speak and write these truths and put it out public in the course of identifying a perpetrator. It needs to be understood that you are not to conceal or participate in their concealment of their unlawful actions. It is actually your civil duty above the government to come out and show what they're actually doing. And I need to say this because in the past, ones would be afraid of speaking out or being a whistleblower because they thought they could be sued. But the real truth is, no, you cannot be sued if you are speaking and writing the truth. This is very important. So if you have your factual information to substantiate what you're writing or what you're saying, you cannot be touched. But it's also the opposite, that you are morally obligated to do this, to speak the truth and put it out public in the course of at least maintaining maintaining law within the corruption. But also in the new world, it is the full law that is respected by everyone and doesn't need to be written. Once we're up into the ascended world, everyone knows in their heart what's right or wrong. You don't need laws written up here in the new reality that we are shifting the entire planet into. So to keep this short, I just wanted to give an update today. I have much work to do again, and as I said, it keeps Femke and I busy doing our just taking care of our sustenance, sometimes going to get some groceries and things. But with all of this work currently that I have, I keep very busy. As GPMS.WORLD, we had to just undergo a divine elevation and reconstruction as well. So I've been busy with that, and we're also giving GPMS to the people worldwide, very simply to let everyone know that you no longer need to vote for politicians or any governments. You actually vote for the entire replacement system that does not contain corruption and infliction of harm upon people like this current system does. This capitalistic system harms humanity, and we are in the divine time where it's no longer accepted. So the GPMS.WORLD is the replacement system so that there is no harm created any longer in the world. The main thing with this current beast system, it is a capitalistic system that creates classes of people based on their wealth, if you will. But what it creates is huge poverty and extreme poverty classes, but it's done because of the money and the capitalistic system, its laws, its monetary policy that actually inflicts harm on this it creates the lower class of harm, and then it further depreciates them by making things difficult for them to get food and to live. And down here you have many dying. Over 35,000 a day worldwide die of hunger, with about 20,000 of those out of this lower class that the beast system has created. Is about 20,000 children die every day because of hunger, because of money that they're unable to buy or access food. Now, what I need to say, there is no shortage of food in this world. The only shortage of food is caused by the actual capitalistic beast system itself, by depriving one of the money and the resources to grow all kinds of food. So it's actually the beast system you have here now is the full problem to humanity that is causing many deaths every day, and the deaths are increasing. And for most of you watching this, you also know of inflation, which is making it harder to survive. And all of these are ridiculous things and perpetrations upon humanity, meaning that money is actually created unlimitedly in the blink of an eye. And you could use helicopter Ben with quantitative easing in the U.S. with this fictitious 36 trillion or $40 trillion debt, which is absolutely preposterous. But the thing is, they keep creating money and keep making the debt, what they call the debt, bigger. But what it shows is that they're able to create money and that it doesn't matter about a debt. And the real truth is that there is no debt. It's an illusion over the people's heads to keep control of them. For example, when you look at the U.S. debt, it's not real, but they want you to think it's real. Every American, and even a little baby when they're born, because of this thing, this debt of control, even a little baby that is born is in debt 100,000, over 100,000 US dollars, plus with the ridiculous capitalistic healthcare system, that baby to be born had to pay 8 or 9, perhaps $10,000. So when a little baby is born in the U.S. because of this ridiculous illusion of debt, a little baby is actually 110,000 US dollars in debt when it takes its first breath in this world. That's how ridiculous this capitalistic beast system is. And it's nonsensical to the fullest degree. And people worldwide need to wake up, to this. And also the ones that say they're awake and are in groups supporting a Jacera, Nacera, a QFS, and these sort of things. This is all part of the illusion as well, that it's just putting, if you will, the old phrase of putting lipstick on a pig is what a Nacera Jacera is trying to. It's the same thing that keeps the same evil in control. They're just trying to paint it up to disguise it a little bit more. And anything, this whole system with gold, with its money, the way that it creates money, the way it controls, the whole thing is the beast system. So GPMS is the full free system that creates money from the unlimited intrinsic value, shares it with all equally to use it as a good tool to buy out the existing inventory worldwide to ramp up production of all of the good things that benefit humanity, and to drill wells in the deserts, for example, without me going further into this. But the replacement system of divine GPMS.WORLD, go and look it up. What it does, it is the complete system that eradicates this ridiculous harm upon humanity, what this current system does. It is also because of this current beast system that war exists. And one reason for that is because there's competition in this capitalistic system. There is the profit, the gain, the incentivization for personal gain, and this system is all distorted. This current worldwide system, it's the beast system. It's all distorted, but intentionally created to pin ones against each other. And that's why with divine GPMS.WORLD, the replacement system, everyone is equal and working in harmony and community together in complete abundance and freedom to take the civilization out of the savagery and to advance humanity forward very quickly, and with many more great things without getting into detail with that. So what I'm giving you also, divine GPMS.WORLD is the most common sense thing. So for there is no excuse by any spiritual teacher or ascended master or what have you not to be part of this right now, because you don't need to be awake to be a part and to support GPMS.WORLD. It is also logical to the extent that everyone knows how a vote works, but everyone knows that a majority rules. So once we have the majority voice ratified together, it enacts this new free and abundant system into worldwide law. No one can stop the majority of the people together with the system. And having said that, every child as well, their vote counts, their consent. Every individual child in divine GPMS.WORLD. And rightfully so. Every child, as I said, but to keep it simple, every child has the right to vote for the new world as well, rather than being conditioned and conformed in this beast system, and schooled and educated to accept harm that is created upon killing many every day, over 30,000 worldwide. Killing, this is what the system does. It kills that many daily worldwide, over 35,000 people. That is insane. It's savage, and it's sick for a system to do this, and for people to support a system that's doing this, when the actual divine GPMS.WORLD, which is the ultimate solution to everything is here. And so that choice is here right now. So how do we give it to the people? We give it to the people. It's just common sense. Majority rules. Here is your new system. No one wants to harm anyone. Vote and consent with this system instead of wasting time in this beast system that's pinging many of you off through its strategy of, let's say, it and creating hardship. It's nonsense. It's absolutely ridiculous. Over the years, we keep this so simple, and the message is that simple, but yet it escapes many's perspective and consciousness, and it also, they don't even know it in their heart yet, because also they're still in levels of this system where they're morally corrupted, but they don't even know that they're morally corrupted by supporting a system that is killing that many worldwide every day just from hunger. Of course, many are killed because of chemicals, medications, wars that are on top of this. And these are deaths, if you will, that can be, all of them can be prevented with GPMS.WORLD once we have it ratified. So it's common sense for anyone to wish to be the good soul and to be aligned with divine GPMS.WORLD and to get this done as soon as possible. Every day that it takes longer to get this worldwide majority vote collected, every day over 35,000 die of hunger that could have been saved, if you will. So there is no excuse by anyone, whether they're awake or not, because now they have the choice for the entire replacement system that places everyone in full comfort and full freedom, and no one goes to bed hungry in this new reality, because there is more than enough instantly once we have the majority vote. And this is the Ascension. This is part of it. You're given, many of you identify with the Christ consciousness, if you will, and the Christ consciousness would not exist if not for the Christ figure, and the Christ figure of doing the right things. So it's very simple. It's been seeded with about 77% of the world's population believing in God, in Allah, in Christ, in Buddha, in Shiva, if you will. Yet it's all of the good things. So it does not readily matter what your belief system is in GPMS.WORLD. That is your belief system. But we're asking all with your belief systems just come together in GPMS.WORLD for the one common goal, and free humanity and put humanity in abundance. And that's common sense. You don't even really, as I say, you don't even though there's let's say 23% in the world that may be atheist, doesn't believe in God, this doesn't matter as well, because all you need to believe in is logic. And GPMS.WORLD is also logic. Majority vote, rules, and a new system is enacted into law. So what I'm saying, there is no excuse for anyone not to be a part of GPMS now, and that have not consented to it once it comes into your awareness. And let me say that right at this time, we have gathered over 330,000 consents, But what I will say is that the awareness that this choice exists has been put in the faces of ones that are connected to millions, meaning that this has already divine GPMS.WORLD has already gone into the faces, into the awareness of many. Yet we still only see over 330,000 consent, despite the awareness of this has gone into the faces of many millions. So it again it shows you you know, a lot with what you could call even a divine cognitive dissonance, for the simple, you know, one simple reason. What you see with a lot of these truther groups and alternative medias out there, they have thousands of ones that are following, or at least that's what their numbers may show. But where are all these? Why aren't they giving the people the solution instead of constantly bringing up the problems? GPMS.WORLD is the ultimate solution for every problem that they're spending and wasting all their time on. Most of the world, 85% of the world, knows all of the problems already. So it becomes nonsense for the truthers to keep doing this kind of things when this ultimate solution of divine GPMS.WORLD is here. So I see many complaining, if you will, oh, they did that, they do this unlawfully and what have you. But at the same time, you need to do something. And what you need to do is divine GPMS.WORLD once again. November 15th last year, we had an Ascension test run to see if we could change reality in the blink of an eye with a flashpoint. Obviously, we were unsuccessful for the simple reason we didn't have enough in alignment with the new world, heaven on earth world that's contained with GPMS.WORLD to create it. There was also, I believe, in March, we did another slight Ascension test run, but no, it would not move at all. So what this meant divinely, we had to go dive down into the system again to dissect it, stir it up, and break it up. And this is in part of what we're doing now with Sister Nya as a micro example. But it's a micro example of the macro, where the moms were the main targets at taking the children away from them, because everything is about energy. So this maternal unconditional love bond that a mom has with her child is a very powerful creational love bond. It affects reality and it changes reality. And the darkness, the deepest evil, knows this. And this is part of the underlying evil attempt to separate as many moms as possible worldwide from their children. Because when they can put the mom into stress, they're actually controlling the mom and manipulating her to generate stressful energy into reality, which keeps the evil reality alive. So the beast system is all designed to create that and support that negative energy. So what is actually occurring, a mom that is in her divinity and beginning her process, she becomes more empowered as a co-creator at effecting outside reality. But what occurs if the evil comes in and takes their children away, then it prevents the co-creator mom from assisting and complementing the divine harmonious reality. It puts her in stress mode, and it puts her focus onto the energetic unlawful act of also separating her children. So you need to know the actual evil that is involved in this, that goes to such extents at manipulating everything that they can to separate the mom from the child. And this is what we're up against now. We're not up against it, we're above it, breaking those evil actions that separate the mom from her children. So with every mom and every child, we can bring back together to restore that beautiful unconditional love bond. It also effects ascension up into the harmonious world as well. So that's just to give you all a little more insight onto why this is so important, what we're currently doing with Sister Nya, with the Ascension, and also GPMS.WORLD, because GPMS, divine GPMS.WORLD, the new world, this does not happen, that anyone can separate a child from a mom. This doesn't happen up here. Physics does not allow for these kind of deeds to happen, because evil is not up here. Evil cannot reside in a place of happiness, joy, and harmony. They only reside in a place of disharmony within this beast system, where they control and manipulate ones to keep generating animosity, competition, greed, sorrow, stress. So when they control and manipulate ones, they keep, in that way, they keep a negative energetic reality intact. And these are some of the tactics that they use by separating the mom from her child. So it's important to know that there is the actual evil at play that does this intentionally. And at the same time, the more you trust in God, in your connection to God, you assist us and everyone to start bringing all of the children back together worldwide with their moms, and stop breaking this savage, unlawful, intentional acts by the evil and by the darkness. Also, with divine GPMS.WORLD, where it gives every individual money, it also breaks the incentivization, what occurs in the beast system, the incentive for ones to profit off of separating the mom and the child, because there are great rewards of money for ones when they do that. So they are actually bought by the money to separate ones as well. But their souls are able to be bought to take the money to do that. In this reality up here, no one needs to make money like that. There is no competition. There is no incentive to personal gain when you have everything. Everyone has everything equally in the divine GPMS.WORLD. It is not an environment where you compete. It is an environment where you work together. There is no greed in this environment, because everyone has everything and they're sharing. So there is no reason for personal gain as well, when everyone has the money from their own intrinsic value. They are their own bank, in a sense, that has unlimited value. They're not controlled and dictated by the beast system, by an extrinsic value of the illusions like gold, silver, money, investments. No, none of that applies up here. Everyone is equal. In this sick system, you can take Elon Musk or whatever. They say he's worth like 300, 400 billion dollars. That's what they say Elon Musk is. Up in this reality where we're going, which is the truth, but even the truth here, you have Elon Musk worth over 300 billion, but you also have a child that is poor, which is worth the same as Elon Musk, when everyone is equal because of the intrinsic value. But with this sick world here, what they do is they recognize Elon Musk as being worth more, when actually no human life is worth more than the other. So you have a little girl that is penniless here, an 8-year-old girl that is poor and penniless, and then you have Elon Musk with over $300 billion worth. They are actually the same. It is the system that creates this huge disparity in the actual value of a human life and a human worth. So with GPMS.WORLD, your worth is unlimited. So in GPMS.WORLD, Elon Musk would be worth the same as this little 7-year-old girl. But this little 7-year-old girl is also worth as much as Elon Musk, because up in GPMS.WORLD, they both have the unlimited value, and they cannot be defined nor controlled by a fictitious worth and limitation, what is put on here by the system. So it's sick, it's unequal, it's parity, it's not parity, it's disparity, but it's all designed to do that, to separate one from their intrinsic rights and their intrinsic value. So the world is beginning to see every day more and more become to see how this is truly a savage world, and by the world supporting billionaires like Musk at doing things, they're actually supporting the wrong thing. By supporting Musk with the billions of dollars in the elites worldwide, that they may say they're philanthropic, or they may be humanitarians or whatever, donating some money to charity to make it look good. In actuality, Elon Musk is a huge part of the problem. If Elon Musk is and comes with GPMS to do the right thing, then he is part of the solution. But if he continues to do what he's doing now, he is part of the problem. And this is the actual truth of the whole matter. And it's because of these ones that are being idolized, because they have a lot of money in this system, it's preventing the equal system for all to occur. So I could go on and on, but again, I want to keep this short. I'm on my phone doing this. I see there was comments, but and perhaps questions, but I don't have. I don't wish to take the time now in this to answer them. I have important things to get done. As I said, other important things. Everyone is important, yes, but right at this time, there are some other things that I must get done. So, We have the new website, Divine GPMS.WORLD. It is the Ascension vehicle. It is the arc. It is your way out of the matrix, in the least. And so it now has a new website. So if you had the old GPMS.WORLD to go there, you must change it now to divine-gpms.world so you can access the website. And we're still with this reconfiguration, reconstructing. The website will be constantly evolving as we get it once again restructured. However, having said that, it's open, it's gathering the consents daily worldwide for all of those that are ready to consent and to add their accord to ratify this new world into existence as soon as possible. So with that, love, light, and gratitude, and have an amazing day. And we're getting a lot closer soon. Thank you.